Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing a very cool little mod for my Evo 9 and it's in this box. We actually have two things, but one I'm really excited about and one is just kind of for the sake of it. This package is from Boosted International. Shout out to them. I'll link them below. What we have is, I'm calling it a F1 style brake light, but it's actually quite a few different things. What we have is a little light. Look at that, a bunch of little LEDs, and what it says on the back is Mitsubishi Evolution fog light. So what this is this is a light that we're gonna install on the tow hook cover, the rear tow hook cover on my Evo. We got a bunch of wires, and it can actually be used as quite a few different things. Now, there are two options for this. The reason why I'm excited for this is because it acts as a strobe light. So on F1 cars, if you don't watch F1, when they're harvesting energy, they have a light at the back of the car which flashes. It's not a brake light, but this is designed to like simulate that kind of thing, because obviously my Evo is not a hybrid. So essentially what we're gonna do is we're gonna wire this up to the brake light. There's a train, there's always trains. We're gonna wire this up to the brake light. So when we push the brake light, this is gonna flash a bunch of times and then go solid, like a race car. And that's sick. Probably gonna tap into one of the brake lights where we tapped in for the rear view camera. I'm really excited about this. The other thing that we have is very similar. We have a replacement LED for the third brake light on the Evo, which if you don't know is kind of like in the rear windscreen. Similar kind of thing. This one looks like it's just plug and play, and it's essentially just a replacement light. And I'll show you where that goes. Let's look at it. Replacement brake light is going to go there. I don't know if you can sort of see that in the sun. Yeah, in there. So we're going to have to jump on the inside and pull that out. Now the one that I'm really excited for is going to mount just down here on the tow hook cover. So I think it's going to be really cool. A neat little unit there. When we hit the brakes, we'll obviously have our three brake lights, plus we'll have a strobe light, and then so it'll flash a couple of times and it'll go solid. It's a pretty common mod, especially I've seen a lot on BRZs, 86s. I think it'll be really nice on this. I think it'd be cool. I like kind of having little things like that. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the tow hook cover off. Unfortunately, I think to get that off, I'm gonna have to pull the diffuser off, which is a pain, I'm not gonna lie. I hope I don't have to jack the car up. I might have to jack the car up to get to the back bolts, but let me get that off and then we'll probably pop that tail light out, see if we can run some wiring up there. Should be nice and easy. I really can't believe this, but I think I've got this popped out. I managed to use this to sort of get down in there. I think this is meant to have two clips on it, but I think mine only has one. So that's kind of like, oh, actually does it? Oh my God, that might be another one. Oh, I thought I only had one. All right, round two. I think we got it now. I hope I didn't break them, but I may have. So hopefully this thing can just kind of pull off now. I think there's 3 tabs up in here. I might need 2 hands for this one. Victory, got it out. So these tabs kind of like clip in, so I found that kind of like pulling out was the best way to get it. It's off. We did kind of break these, but I do have some replacement ones of these, so I might chuck them in. So now what we can do is we can mock up the light and then work out where we're going to run the wires, which is probably going to be the same way where this went, up through, up, come straight out that tail light and wire it to the tail light. So I've just sort of clipped this back in there, the tow hook cover. So what I'm going to do is I want to see where I actually want to mount this. Because I'm running a diffuser, obviously I can't go too low, otherwise it's going to foul on it. So I want to go pretty high. I'm thinking somewhere like there. This is actually shaped to the tow hook cover, so it's nice, and because like obviously that's rounded, so this fits in there really well. So I think we're going to go probably about 10-15 mil from the top. That'll make sure this is sort of flush coming out. Somewhere like there should look pretty cool to me. What I'm going to do now is we're going to drill a hole through the tow hook cover for the wires to go through. We probably could just sneak them down the bottom and up through that little bit like that, but look, tow hook covers are like 70 bucks for a new one, so if I ever want to go back to new light, I'll just buy a new one. It's whatever. I'd rather have the wires hidden if we can. So I'm going to use a 5mm drill bit. I'm going to line it up and stick a little hole in there. Now we're going to chuck on some double-sided tape to the unit. I don't think that's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. I have to use a little knife to peel these things up because they're quite often pain. Get them all started before we rip them all off and get dust all over them. Not that I think this thing's going to go anywhere, but just for good practice. Beautiful. Now she's mounted on there. That's looking pretty nice. All right, now can you not? All right, so now we've got the light mounted, we need to tackle the wiring. Okay, so we are going to have to extend the wiring by the looks of things. So I got some wire here. Now, Boosted International did send us a PDF installation guide, which is actually super helpful. So let's have a look. Fog light installation guide, installation, blah, blah, blah. It actually says to drill a 5mm hole in the tow hook cover, which is exactly what we did. if you want to feed the wires through. Now it does tell you what's what. Now with this particular one, they did message me and say that they ran out of blue wire, so we've got some different wires on here, but we'll work that out in a minute. So now, because there's so many different ways this light can operate, they've gone through and explained how to do each one. So flashing light mode is what we want. So you've got toggle flash on off, fog light only, parking brake light with flash, parking light only, brake light only with flash, I believe is what we want. So you've got red wire from brake switch, blue wire not connected, yellow wire not connected, black wire ground. So really I only have to power a red wire and a ground wire. Super easy. Now it also does say down the bottom here, tail light harness guide, which is where we're going to wire it. So green wire is brake light, green wire is parking light, and black wire is ground. So I pretty much have to run, I believe, this red wire to the green wire on the tail light and black to black. Now that should be super simple. Like I said, we have wired the reverse camera to that tail light, so we might just unwrap that tape, see what's going on in there, and then, you know, we can work it out. I'll probably use my test light just to make sure those are right, and then yeah, we'll go from there. I'm pretty keen. Like I was saying, it doesn't have a blue wire, so I have two red wires. So essentially what's going on is the red wire for me with the silver wire would be brake light only, no flash. This is meant to be blue, I believe. This one, red wire with the copper/gold. So this is the one I need to wire up, because this is the one with the flash strobe power as per that little message there. The red with the copper gold wire is a flash strobe power, the red with the silver wire is a solar light power. So if you have the same as me, that's what's going on. If not, this one should be blue, but work off your little guide thing and you'll be sweet. I want brake light with flash, so I'm going red, nice and easy. All right, let's pull out this tail light, see what we got. So we just got two Phillips heads here, and that screwdriver is far too big. Funnily enough, these are actually not the real tail lights. Stanley's, I believe the proper ones are. These are depots, so these are replicas. Don't know what's going on there, but I'm kind of like don't ask, don't tell kind of vibe. So, and then we should just be able to pop him out. That was easy. So we do have a clip here, so let's pop this out, get rid of the tail light for the minute, just so we can unwrap this wiring and we can see what's going on. Perfect. Now the reason why I am going to wire it pre tail light harness being that so we can actually take the brake light out like we just did. So there's our reverse camera power. So let's work out how to unwrap this, and then we can work out where our wires are and start checking the ones we need. So I believe we have to go to the green wire, so you can see that the reverse camera is wired up to the brown wire, which would be our reverse light. We need to go, so I've got a green, I've got a black, which is a ground that we're going to work off, and then I've got a green wire with silver dots, and I have a green and a yellow. So let's work out which pin is actually going to be our brake light. Alright, so we've got Jesse in the car, so all I did is I grounded this on the inside. If you don't have a test light, get one because they're mad. So the green wire runs into the bottom middle pin. So when I chuck this in here, all right, press it, and we have a light. I don't know if you can see that. All right, let it go. All right, now what I'll do is see what's here. Press it, no light, which means that's not the brake. So therefore we know that the green one with the little silver dots on it is the one we need to tap. Thank you, Jesse. That's teamwork. So we're gonna work out roughly how much wire we're going to need. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm just going to grab the red, just start feed him down in there, see if I can grab the other end, then that way I can cut it off with like exactly how much I need rather than trying to guess. I don't quite remember exactly where it comes out, so I'm just going to feed a bunch down there, see if I can find it somewhere. That way we don't have heaps extra. What's that? Somewhere right up in there. I gotta get my head under there. Okay, well I found it pretty easy, so I'm going to do the same with the black. Feed the black down there, hopefully grab the end. We've got the red sticking out. Oh, you can't see that, but it's down the bottom, trust me. Get the black going, then I just got to work out how to get it in the middle, which shouldn't really be all that difficult, to be honest with you. There it is. So we got a red and a black sticking out the bottom, so let's carry them over to here, which really, I don't know, probably just tuck it up in the bumper there somewhere. Probably pretty straightforward. All right, we've got our two wires run. Let's get these stripped. That one. Now the more intricate part with a knife being that I'm gonna not cut this one this time around. I'm just gonna, I think last time when I did the reverse camera I fully cut it, so I'm just going to try and cut a little bit of the wire cover out, and we have a little exposed bit. Now let's do that again on the ground. Beautiful. We've got our positive for our brake light and we have our negative. So now we've got to wrap these around. I'm going to wrap them, test it works, then I'll chuck a bit of solder on them. These are a slightly smaller gauge, so hopefully it's fine, but there's not too much in it. Alright, so it's wired up. Let's I'm going to go press a brake and you got to tell me if it works, because I can't really do both. Is it working? It works. That's so sick. I'm so pumped. First go, and it just works exactly how I wanted it. I was a bit like, man, there's a couple wires and so many different modes, but it works first go. Touch the brakes, flashes are real quick, flashes a little bit slower, and then just goes solid. That's dope. I'm gonna get Jess to come in and put it on again so I can just watch myself because I want to see it. And then we just gotta wire it up properly and we stick a fork in it. That's an easy mod and it's very cool. Righto. I don't know if you can even see it in the video. Go again and just hold it. That's so mad. That's going to look so dope. Look at that thing. It's going to fit in there so well too with the diffuser, Jesse. Yeah. Don't you reckon it's going to be sick? Yep. So obviously the light's really bad at the moment because there's a lot of light, so we can't really tell. But it works, and it works perfectly. So I'm pumped. I'm going to wire it all up properly, chuck some solder on it. If you hold, does it go or does it just... No, it goes solid. So it'll like quick flashes, slow flashes, and then solid. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna wire it properly, but I'll film again later tonight. What do you think? What do I think? Where's your face? I think it's dope. It's so bright out here in the sun. Really I wish I could like put the car in and put the door down and then just do my thing. Yeah, that's mad. Like when it tucks up in there, it's gonna look so good. Oh, it doesn't sit where it is. Yeah, no, it'll tuck just up in there. Because I just wired it real quick just to make sure it works. So I need to put some heat shrink on there, solder it up, same thing up there. Wait, you have to connect it to the other one. Huh? You have to connect it to that one. Yeah, I have to connect it to my brake light. Because otherwise how else does it know how to turn on? And get where's it get power and where's it get ground? It is connected to the brake. That's the brake wire. So the green wire is what tells the brake to turn on, and the black wire is the earth. So now you got 2 wires connected to each one? I got one connected to each, yeah. I had a question. Did you have to like program it so it would do the flashies? No, so that's why it has these different wires. You can get one without the flashies, just like a normal brake light. Boring. Yeah, I like the flashies. I reckon the flashies is dope. But then these, you can connect it to your fog lights, I think is the other option as well. But it has options. So I don't need these wires, so I'll just tuck them in there, tape the ends, and then that's that. Dope. Dope, I'm pumped. Boost International, let's get it. All right, we've got our wires soldered now. I don't like soldering, it always takes ages and it drives me crazy. If you're using heat shrink, make sure you put it on before you join the wires. I have made that mistake before, more than once. I'm not ashamed to admit. I like heat shrink, just makes it tidy, you know what I mean? Alright, done. Now, this is what we have. Red and black are joined, easy. We've got this all tidied up. We didn't use heat shrink on them because we didn't cut the wires, so we couldn't get a thing of heat shrink on, so we just soldered it and taped it. We didn't twist and tape, we did solder, I promise. This is done. Now, all that's left to do, find some new clips for the bottom here, put it back in, and then plug our taillight back in. And then we'll be done, which I'm pumped about. So, I have this whole box of clips. So now I have to go through, find one that's fairly similar to this. This is a generic set from like eBay or something, so it might not fit perfectly, but it'll probably be close enough to get the job done. And I always like put new clips in because using these again, if I have to take it out, is going to be a nightmare. So it sits in there pretty nice, beautiful. Let's see if I can get these little clips in. We've got it all back together, taillight's in, it does work. I just checked it, it looks mint in there. I'm gonna wait till it's dark and then we'll get some proper videos of it because it's not really gonna do it justice right now. But as you can see, it's such a tidy little mod. It sits in there so well, really stoked, can't wait to see it when it's dark. Now let's get on to this top one. So I'm assuming we have to pop that cover off somehow. I'm assuming this has to come up and off somehow. So let me work that one out. I'm gonna see if I can do a quick video of the brake light before, put the garage door down. Now I'm not working the back. Can you see that? Hopefully. So that's what it currently looks like with the stock lights in. So now let's see if we can pop that cover off and swap him out. We have to unbolt the assembly from underneath. So that's where the light is right there. So underneath, yeah. So you got those 2 bolts there that you can see, and then the clip in the middle for the light if you want to unplug that. They look like tennis to me, so let's get them undone. We got those 2 bolts done, so this thing should just pop out now. Yep, I'm not actually sure how it comes out. I don't know whether I need to pull up, sideways. There's definitely someone at the front stopping it. What's going on under there? I don't want to like rip it up and break something. Let me work it out. Okay, it does just pop out. You can probably pull it. I pushed it from underneath and it seemed to come out a lot easier. Just watch when you're pulling the wire out, you don't mess it up. And now it's out, just like that. So let's see what we got here. I'm assuming we got to try and get into there, which looks like we've got some clips on here. So let's pop these out and then hopefully we can just put that other one right there. So it looks like these push in. Do I need to? Oh. Huh, okay, goodbye. Now the question in my mind is, let's pull this red thing off. where does this actually go? See if we can work this out. Okay, so I'm gonna think that just replaces the red thing, is what I'm going. That's what it looks like to me. So let's pull this bulb out because we don't want to have both. Twist and pull. Yep, nice. So let's feed this through said hole. Oh yeah, and then this looks like it goes in just like that. Oh, and this goes in front of it maybe? Maybe not. I think that's just meant to sit in there. And then I reckon this goes in front and holds it in. That's what I'm betting on because it seems to sit like in that slot. Pretty nice. Clip that further back in. That's easy as, and that fits quite nicely. So then he can come out and then plug in where we unplugged the other one. That's easy. All right, we've got that fella placed back in there. Let's go around here. Hopefully those bolts are sticking out, which they are. And then we have to plug this in to this right there, which hopefully it reaches. I may have to take this off its little hook and then turn it around. Okay, I did it wrong, my bad. So I was like, this damn thing doesn't reach the connector, and I'll show you why. It's because you're meant to unplug the bulb, plug the new connector into the T20. So let's sort that out right quick, my bad. Like so, and then we push that in and we'll get him clipped back in there. Alrighty, that is all buttoned up, ready to go. I also plugged my boot light back in now that I'm pretty much done back here. Let's test that thing out. All right, moment of truth. How's it look? I feel like it would look cool. Okay, obviously you couldn't see that much because the camera's too close, but I have the garage door down, otherwise you wouldn't see it at all. I feel like it's gonna look really good because that third brake light will now match the one that we installed down the bottom. So they're like similar, well they are the same, but one of the bottom flashes. Pumped to see how they look at night. Let's come back, take the car out and see what they look like at night. I'm so keen, see you then. All right, it's finally getting dark. Let's get a cold start for the boys.
Yeah.
Is it dope?
Yeah, it's dope.
It's dope.
Whoa.
What do you think?
Well, I can't see it. Go push the brake. Oh, it's so bright. That's so sick. What? Bro, it's so bright. It's so bright. Alright, we're gonna go over the back of the estate and do like a little drive-by, but that's fucking so sick, bro. And it matches that top light so well. I don't know if you can tell because I think it just looks like brightness, but that's the end of it. It looks dope in my opinion. Shout out to Boosted International. I will link both the F1 light and the parcel shelf brake light below. I would do them both together because then they match and it's kind of neat and it looks sick in my opinion. Honestly, the installs were easy as, so 10 out of 10 for that. I feel like anyone could do it really. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. I might be picking up an exhaust tonight.